There's a debate about the origin of COVID. Was this something that was manipulated in a lab? Did it leak accidentally? Was it something that was naturally derived? I mean, as someone who works in this field, who literally worked at this company that subcontracted, how would you tell if a virus like this is manipulated, if it were lab created?
Well, so I'm actually an FBI trained criminal epidemiologic investigator. So there are two things that you would look at. You would look at the genetic sequences and signature of the agent, and look at the epidemiology data of how the cases arose. So in my book, I go into this in detail. I mean, there are genetic patented sequences that were patented by laboratories in the United States, which end up in the wild strain circulating. And you simply look at the case data of when the cases emerged, how they emerged. And then the other thing you do is you look at the behavior of all the actors involved. And that's how they should have treated this as a criminal investigation. And then if it wouldn't have been criminal, then there's not charges filed. But instead, what happens when this disease, when this disease begins to spread around the planet, that's way before anyone's told about it. So the epidemiology data clearly shows that this disease emerged in late August or early September of 2019. Think about that for a second. So think about everything what China's told us. Okay, think about what the U.S. government has told us. The hard scientific data shows that this disease emerged in late August or early September of 2019. It's peer-reviewed research. It was replicated independently from analyzing different data sources, and the scientists all came up with the same thing. So then what happens? Well, a major cover-up operation happens. The Chinese go into panic mode and start buying containment equipment to get ahead of the lab leak. Then the next thing that happens is that there's some kind of coordination that happens between the U.S. government and the Chinese. That either happens between October 1st, somewhere between October 1st and December 15th of 2019. The World Military Games in Wuhan take place, and all the athletes report that the city is empty. And the city's under lockdown, and a number of those athletes, these are military athletes, return to their home countries or their bases where they're from around the planet and report getting mystery illnesses. So to think that the U.S. government wasn't aware of all these athletes becoming ill, it's unfathomable. So I used to develop these systems for the U.S. government. I'm an expert in biosurveillance. I know how the system works and how they capture the different types of data for the signal that you look for to identify these infectious disease outbreaks. So in context, there's a big lying cover-up that happens.